Okay, so we're gonna do a proclamation for the Lemonade Day. Yeah, so we're all gonna take a picture with them together when we do it. Okay, I'll go up there. Well, no, man, I was done that different. Okay, it's June 8th, 2026. Good evening, everybody. It's 6:30. We're gonna start the meeting, calling the meeting to order and establishing a quorum. Angela signs Severability. Robert Garcia.
Present.
Hang on, let me get my list so I know for sure I get everybody. Dominic Hernandez. Naomi Hernandez. Alfonso Solis.
Present.
Okay. Moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. And whenever you're ready, Dominic, you can start the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the God of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Public comments?
Well, we have Joe.
Hi.
Hi, y'all. I said I better come to a city council meeting first because it's been almost a year, sorry. But also to welcome y'all. My name is Sylvia Ochoa. I've been born and raised in Gregory, and now I live in Tradewinds. And I have a Portland husband, and so now we're in middle ground, right? But he did tell me when we first got married, where are you going? I said, city council meeting. About almost 20 years ago. And he said, city council meeting, you're not from Gregory anymore. And I said, don't ever say that again. But also, I'm the president of Give, a nonprofit, Gregory Independent Volunteer Establishment. Our mission statement is to have activities in our community to lift its morale. And we've been in operation going on 20 years. And it's a great success, I believe. I just wanted to let y'all know that working with the City of Gregory helps us a lot because we have the support. We even have some great volunteers that we didn't used to have before. I did it all, believe it or not. And my husband taught me the word delegate. Delegate. I hate that word, but I learned. But I just wanted to welcome y'all. I know y'all believe pretty, not that much, but most, some more, and some of us in blood. So I just wanted to say welcome. Thank you. My friend Roseanne, who's a Give volunteer, she said, do you have your business cards? I think I have one. But y'all know where to find me. I work at Solis Properties half a day now. And I look forward to working with y'all, doing great things for the city of Gregory. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Okay, presentations. We're gonna put this proclamation under presentations for today. So this is a proclamation honoring Lemonade Day in the Coastal Bend and young entrepreneurs in Gregory. Whereas Lemonade Day Coastal Bend is a nationally recognized program that introduces youth to the fundamentals of entrepreneurship through the hands-on experiences of starting and operating their own business. And whereas this initiative helps young participants build important skills such as planning, budgeting, goal setting, marketing, and customer interaction, preparing them for future success. And whereas Lemonade Day Coastal Bend promotes strong values by teaching children to earn money, make thoughtful financial decisions, and contribute positively to their communities through giving. And whereas the program encourages the involvement of families, schools, local businesses, of civic organizations, creating a supportive environment that nurtures growth, learning, and whereas the City of Gregory recognizes the importance of investing in youth development and applauds the efforts of those who bring Lemonade Day to the Coastal Bend to the community each year. And whereas Lemonade Day Coastal Bend provides a meaningful opportunity for the youth of Gregory to gain confidence, take initiative, and experience the rewards of hard work and creativity. So, do we all want to come around? I'm good. Tell everybody your name.
So, hello, I am Hope Francis Rangel. I'm the Vice President of Economic Empowerment for the United Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce. Our foundation is proudly hosting Lemonade Day. This is our 14th year doing this program, and we're happy to have Gregory back in the fold with us. We are going to be hosting a parent night here on Wednesday. So if there are still kids out there that want to come and get involved with Lemonade Day, we'll be signing them up on that day. This is a completely free program. All of the proceeds that the kiddos make from their stands stay with them. All we ask is that they go through the curriculum that is presented for them. And then we will be here on June 27th in conjunction with the event with the firefighters. So please come out, support the kids, buy their stuff, and just have a great time with us.
And who have you brought with you?
So we have Lamantha with us. And so Evie Karabanoff is our program coordinator. And then we also have Maddie, who is our communications coordinator too. So thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now therefore, I, Estella Boyes, Mayor of the City of Gregory, by the virtue and authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim June 27th, 2026 as Lemonade Day in Gregory, and encourage all citizens to support this event by engaging with and uplifting our young entrepreneurs, whether by offering guidance, hosting a stand, or purchasing lemonade. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Gregory to be affixed this 8th day of June, 2026.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome. I look forward to it. Okay, that is that. Okay. Everybody seated? Consent agenda. All of the following items are considered to be self-explanatory by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a city council member requests. Minutes of May 26, 2026.
On that one, the only thing I saw was the board meeting, where we discussed about opening it up for longer duration and putting it on our platforms.
That is something you need to take up with the 4B.
Yeah, remember that? We said it,
All we did was, we did the scope of the discussion because I was really from the. At least this is what we, so there's no discussion or anything over. So anything that you would have to do with, that would have to do with this, you would have to. Because they did advertise, they haven't already.
yeah,
Okay, so we would have to bring it up for we vote the request to their board. As to what are your, what did you do? Because it was told to us from this session from Bartley.
Okay, so nobody's been appointed for reporting.
It was removed, we removed anything truck discussion or anything from it. So he hasn't been appointed.
So does it need to be in the next meeting?
Anyone want to make a motion to accept the minutes of May 26, 2026?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Yeah, second it.
Okay. Gonna vote on that. Angela Sáenz Arevalo. Robert Garcia,
Aye.
Dominic Hernandez, Naomi Hernandez,
Aye.
Alfonso Solis. Alonso, I'm so.
Alfonso, yeah.
Is it Alfonso?
Alfonso, yeah.
I will get that right at some point. Okay, the minutes have passed. Action items, the following items are for consideration, discussion, and action. Consider discussion with possible action for the purchase of 3G mobile laptop read system for the reading of water meters. Would you like to give us some background on that?
Sure. I brought this up because one, it's outside my realm of procurement. Second of all, the Public Works Department has been working almost the entire time I've been here with a laptop that's kind of patched together and we just kind of force it to use the system. They usually have anywhere between 88 and 100 manual reads they have to do almost every month after they've run the program with the computer system because it just doesn't pick up the meters because it's not actually the computer system that's designed to read our meters. This is to provide Public Works with an actual laptop that's designed to read the program that's on our meters. So that it will provide some more efficiency for Public Works. They don't spend 2 days doing water drills as opposed to one. The laptop will last a good, I would assume 2 to 4 years, so we get our money back out of it for the cost of it, but it is expensive. It comes in a big durable, you know, we could drop it off the side of the building and it's supposed to survive kind of thing. But it's really just to help the Public Works have a much more efficient system and have an actual piece of software that's designed to work with its data collection correctly instead of us constantly piecemealing something else together.
Anyone have any questions?
Like how accurate is it right now? And
Well,
how accurate?
it's last month alone, there were 88 meters that had to go out and be read by hand manually to go because the system that we're using just doesn't pick up the meter when they do the meter reading. So that's a whole additional day that they have to go out and do those meters. And that's happened at least 12 times since I've been here when we read the meters. So it's just to provide them with a more, with the actual hardware that goes with the software. Compatible with us. Yes, sir.
Are all the meters here in the city capable of being read automatically, or there's still some that are?
They're
Pretty
all
much
capable with this, except for I believe CO, that one has to be done.
Through the loan, yeah.
Yeah.
And since we have those meters right now, do y'all experience damages to them to keep or prevent or skew readings or?
Usually when there's been a speed reading, they've usually been able to go out and find a loop that's been on the property or something with it. So we generally have accurate readings. It's just not picking up all the readings, which causes some additional kind of money when that happens.
Well, what I refer to is intentional damage.
Intentional
damage.
We've had a couple of instances of intentional damage this year. We had once or twice at the RV park that meter was intentionally damaged. We've had some meters where we had to lock them and people have done it and then back up, but that's different from this situation. I mean, it picks up the reading that they're just running. So grasping.
And do we have a means of reimbursement, or do we fine them, or?
So there is a And that we file with the police and that if there's a theft or problem with meter, that's.
Yeah, because way back when I, these first got installed, I would hear stories about people trying to, keep them from being read. I mean, I don't know, they were putting aluminum foil over them or doing
I
something.
haven't experienced that, but we've had some where they've broken or where they've gone in and opened it back up. Or pulled the lock off of it or that type of thing when we locked the meter down. And we saw back out there and locked it back up.
So 100% of the meters are capable of being read this way.
Yes, yes. Well, I just wanted to provide them with an opportunity to actually have, the actual hardware that reads and stuff.
16,000 is kind of.
I know.
Especially for laptop, or most of them.
Well, it comes in a big gigantic case, it's got that. I know, because I didn't expect it to be this much either. This is,
It's probably the software.
it's the software that goes with
Oh,
it inside. It's in a case, it's got antennas, it's got all the, it's in a.
No, but how often updates and stuff like that, is that included or
Software
is
update.
there fees every so often for that?
It would be with the updating of the.
Is that included with the purchase price?
I'm assuming that goes with part of the master meter program.
Yeah, all that,
Why would
software
we-
updates and stuff.
Sorry, why wouldn't we just wanna go with an iPad that can also read?
Because it doesn't read this meter program. It's not like a downloadable app. It's this particular hardware reads that particular hardware that's on our meter. Yeah.
And going the other way around to reprogram the meters, that would be way more expensive.
I don't think you
I
can
would-
reprogram the
I think
meters.
Or you can read them.
It's an attack, and the generator attached to the, then you have to replace all the meters, all the.
And from what I saw, it's not any cheaper to replace the meters
This is
than it
what
is.
we've solved the problem. This is what I'm presenting. Yeah.
Hey, well, is there a cheaper version of being able to do your job still, but not as costly?
It's not to be a program, so we have to get there, so we can do Google Meets. So I guess you wanna go out to bid and put new meters in, it's up to you. Why don't you hire 2 more guys? What do you think?
Well, and that's
So
what I was
there's
gonna
no
ask.
options other than this laptop? I'm good, I'm trying to hear, I'm sorry.
No, what's going on is we need, like fixing laptops so we can read. And then they fail, so then we're gonna go get another laptop and fix it. Because it's not comparable to what, master meters is. So we try to do it with try to save money and go that way, but we already bought like 3 or 4 computers to do that. So I need to go to the original setup for master meters, so that way we don't have this kind of issue or anything. It's all up to you.
And I've been here when they read meters, they usually have to come back 2 or 3 times to the office and call tech support, and they have to try and get it to work with the computer and everything. So while this is pretty pricey, it's the program and the computer that works with our particular meters.
Is there any particular reason we didn't go through master meter versus HyperPro solutions?
Well, that's what we're going through, that's the one that represents master meters. You can't buy directly off of master meters, we have to go to HyperPro. They're the ones, there's a reps for them, everything has to go buy off of them. We buy the meter, buy everything on them, they're the ones that represent master meters.
Oh, okay, so you have to go through,
Yes.
sorry, you can't go
We
straight
can,
to
we
the.
can go directly to the master meter, then there's.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. What I wanted to find out, what do you estimate is it being the cost recovery time versus $16,000 now versus the 3 gentlemen or 4 gentlemen that are needed to go out and read manually? Would it take about a year, 2 years to recover our cost, or?
I would say for sure you'd have your costs back within a year. Just that's what they spend in labor wise, I mean, go out and read your meters.
Yeah, you know, their duties would be redefined for.
Yeah.
However long.
And they already generally run short, so shorthanded, so every time they're out, they're pulled away from being able to do anything else, while they're taking care of all the meters, and that's usually an additional day and not being able to do that.
So they would be free to go out and do the regular job.
Yes, because that will give them their day back.
Is there CDBG block grant funding that we could apply for, Bruce?
We already have a lot of grant person in Minerals right now.
And I think this comes out of their,
It would come
Budget.
there. Yeah.
yes, so they,
It's just. higher
they
than
have the
my-
money in their budget for this.
They have the money for it, I just decided in my procurement.
Right.
So just in general, you use about 8 hours extra a day? What day did you do?
I think he's
So,
answering
okay,
the
so
a
one extra,
call.
one extra day. Right, you said about one extra day.
And then,
So
and then that's.
that's times 12, and then on average, so what, $30 an hour for,
And there's 4 of them, so, yeah,
okay, so then 4 of them,
there's
Go out and do all
usually
this?
that are reading the meters, yeah.
there it is. Hey, well, so you have 2 guys that go out or 1 guy that goes out?
One guy reads on the truck, and then me and 2 guys will go ahead and when they get through, when the computer gets through, they bring it to the office and do a print them. Then he tells me how many meters he didn't read, then I'll split the guys to start reading. So we can go out and read, and then turn everything.
So about 1 extra day of manpower for
Yeah.
2 guys to do it. So we'll make this about $3,000. So in about 3 years, we'll see that return. We will need the laptop to last 3 years to see that return. On average, you're doing $30 an hour per person. As long as it lasts more than 3 years, we'll be in the.
Well, it's the only thing it's used for, so I don't see it, you know.
Totally take care of that, right now. Something. I think, you know, but then, how they work, keep that thing online.
And you said the money's already in the utilities
It's already it's in their budget, it's just larger than my ability
to buy it. Yeah.
to buy it for them.
Any other questions?
You have anything
So
else?
do we,
Software is included, updates.
Yeah, the software.
Right.
And the software is included.
Updates, so.
mhm.
Is there a warranty on the table? You know?
Well, I know they give her the information, I just let her know what's going on. We did give the Daniel Taylor.
It's actually not listed on an invoice. No, it's not listed, it's not listed on the invoice. I don't know if it's on everything. I'm sure it has a warranty.
Are you looking at the warranty or?
I haven't looked at the warranty. I know I don't have it, all I have is the signatures, the invoice that they sent me.
Why not? It shows that there's 3 different types of meters in which you can get an ultrasonic meter, which is recommended. Is that what this one is?
What?
An ultrasonic meter?
No, it's ours are D3.
It's a Model 5X. Semi-rugged.
Right, we've had this problem for a long time and we just got, fixed it.
Well, we have to fix it sometime.
Yeah, but how long ago have you known for it?
It's been going on all the time that I've been here. And so at this point, this was one of the things that we finally, this last time, you know, we're 88.
Because I've been seeing them come to my restaurant for years. Yeah, they go
Yeah,
to
because
the,
they have to
they,
read the meter.
whenever it's running, the meter's running, they
Yeah,
go
they have to
back,
read the meter.
they have to read it. When I was told, it could be, you could read it from the computer.
Well, it might be one of the ones that it doesn't pick up, that's why we want this,
Well,
so that it will read that.
how many meters?
It's in their budget, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in the budget.
So
How many meters?
Big.
88?
About, between 88 and 100 have to be read by.
650.
650 meters in the city.
Okay, so I just looked it up, that you can do either a rugged laptop, like a tough book, a Dell, Latitude rugged, tough book also, or you can do rugged tablets. Tough book G2, there's different ones that you can get, so there's more than just this option here. Is there any way to talk to Daniel to see what other options there are, to give us at least three
I only
options?
buy my micro, that's what we have.
Right, that's who it's from. So they offer three other options at minimum. Is there any, is there any way? Okay, is there any way you can?
I won't have time to do it between now and Friday, but I can contact them back.
And try and get us three different options?
Uh,
Cause 17,000.
I know, I
Very
believe-
expensive.
It is, if they're all expensive, but yeah. I mean, I looked against like, it's a crazy little piece of equipment, but yes. And that's what they've been doing, is trying to use the laptops here and force it to work, and it just causes, when 20% of your meters aren't read every time.
Yeah, cause I mean, he could be giving us the most expensive option. Or we try and get three different options total. Whether one's a tablet, one's a laptop, another one a cell phone app. I don't think that it's like a manual thing.
Well, we still would have to connect it up to the antennas that read they still have to connect anything up, cause like with the computer we have now, they still have to connect it up to the antenna so it can read it.
Right. and it
Whereas
shows
this
that-
one, you wouldn't have to connect it up to antennas, it would just read the meters.
Right, and this one shows that it's an electromagneter, so there's different options off of that.
I mean, we can look at a couple, we probably should have an answer on that by the next meeting, because they really need to get that taken care of.
Yeah, let's say three, like, for them to give us the options. It can't just be one sole way to do it. In other words, it's almost proprietary to where they can charge an arm and a leg like how they are right now.
It is pretty proprietary.
Very.
No,
Yeah,
I understand that.
It is pretty proprietary because it's master meters.
They already have, they did three things with the laptop.
Okay, well, I-
I was brought in by, Greg at that one time. Second time it was brought in with it, wasn't it a lady,
This last time.
they brought in a very kind of a laptop that we put in, and they've already done great. And then by the time they're out, so we're going, this is why we're actually going with this program, which is not modified, we're not modifying anything, they're going with the actual program now. Instead of having to buy the laptop.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they go away if they deviate from the program, I'm saying they go for the program. But they give us three different options.
But they've already,
that-
we've already tried, like I said.
Right,
we
right.
have ordinary laptops.
I'm not saying to go through an ordinary laptop, I'm saying to go through Magmeter with David, I'm guessing that's who D. Trevino is. Right, is that David Trevino, Daniel Trevino? If you can give us three different options that will work for this software. And then if there's a warranty included.
Then you're looking at them offering, they have the computers there, or you're going, we're gonna go out and market.
No, I'm saying to go through Daniel, just like he did, but they offer three different options within the Mac or.
Yeah, but you're talking about Hypervolt, it has those three options.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying, what she's asking is, with what you read, is Hydro offer those three options, and how would you look at?
Are we going,
That's
are
what
we
she's
going
asking.
Yeah,
to the
Daniel
outside?
can go through
Hydro.
Hydro, he works for Hydro, right?
That's what I'm
He
saying.
can go to a master meter and get three different viable options.
I
That's
know.
all. I'm wondering.
I don't know, I can understand.
About
wasn't it done
ordinance, some red humans,
Yeah, they had a grant, yeah.
and it seems like they're working, but, they went through a different company, I can't remember, they sent me a letter. There's other companies out there, I mean,
Well, we didn't want to replace all the meters in the city. We were just
Why not?
looking at trying to, but
And it's cheaper.
Well, first of all, there's no public comment at this point.
Thank you.
So,
But how long like, you mentioned that we've been through what, 4? How long do they last? 3, 4 years or longer than
well,
that?
these haven't worked, is that we just keep moving to a different system to try to patch it together and force it to work. Because it's not they're not truly compatible with the system. Does that
So
make
why
sense?
wasn't it given the first time, the
I don't
compatible?
know, I wasn't here.
What
I
was
wasn't on the-
We broke, it's not here, we put them in 20 crore. The ministry was here, I write presentation, and said that laptop is not working anymore, it's going out. We get new ones, so they started about using laptops from here to do the programs every week. So this issue has been going on for quite a while. So I brought it up to the attention, so, yeah, so nobody did nothing about it, so I brought it up again. Because we have issues with it. So, I mean, if you guys don't wanna buy one, that's fine, we're gonna leave. But it's, you're paying me overtime to rent me.
So 14 years already now,
Yeah.
and it almost seems like there needs to be an upgrade on the meters themselves, and we're going after the small fish ones, we're going after.
It's something you want to put your meters, that's gonna cost a lot of money to change all the meters.
Yeah, but if it's done right, then it'll last us another 10 years. So that way it can be
You got
read
the
off
money
of any.
to put new meters, to new program, and go out for bid for new meters and program.
That makes sense, it seems like we're not going after the root cause. Seems like we're going after something. that's-
well, the root cause is that the computers don't work the
You
program
just can't read the
that
meters.
goes with the meters, yeah.
And so long as we get 3 years out of it, so it'll pay for itself, we should be okay. I mean, anything else is gravy. I mean, so if we anticipate it'll last beyond or equal to the recovery period, I mean, we can buy one every 3 years if we need to. I mean, forget keep the meters that we have now, because is there anything wrong with the meters that we have now?
No.
The only thing we replaced is the digital.
The what?
The digital reader,
Mhm.
that's what we replaced.
Yeah, we didn't have to replace the whole meter, just that component.
But like, Dama can say, maybe there's a cheaper option, but and a warranty that we can look into to make sure that we reach that recovery time. But as long as we can recover our expense and they have the money in the budget. I mean,
Is there any way to find the warranty?
I can go and look.
Because if it's 3-year warranty, then we're talking for nothing. It will recover itself within 3 years.
You don't go this route, you're still going with laptops, you're still using money. You're still, I mean, it goes to the nearest support, or you're gonna have to add read the meters. We're using all money back.
and the computer, I'm sorry, the computer's kept inside the truck, right, when they ride around. So it's not exposed to the rain,
He's trying to contact them, see if they can give us any concern on the warranty.
Okay, well then why don't we table this to after F? And we'll see if Abel has an answer for us. Okay. Next is consideration with possible action to approve ordinance 2026-0601, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Gregory, Texas, regulating the parking, standing and storage of unattended and unhitched trailers on residential streets, providing for notice by tagging, authorizing removal after 48 hours, providing for tolling, storage, and related costs, providing exceptions, providing a penalty of no more than $200 per violation, providing for cumulative remedies, providing a servability cause, providing a repealer clause, providing for publication, and providing an effective date. So this is for people who leave their trailers parked on the street for long periods of time
In residential areas.
in residential areas.
Doesn't involve highways or county roads. And it doesn't involve like if you pulled up to unload a trailer, or unloading a trailer, it would involve that. The trailer would have to have been like 48 hours. 24 hours unhitched, standing in the road with them doing anything, then it could be tagged, and then 48 hours it won't be moved.
So if I have a trailer unhooked, it's parked in my driveway.
Not in your driveway, in the road.
Oh, no way.
It's about,
Yeah. I
So-
No public comment.
So what about like, with all the recent loopers that have been in the area?
Sir, you know better.
Why do
it's
them-
not
since they have
under.
different-
It can be
Just doing
Well, let's just say that it's rolling, whatever happens, like there's weather delays and the contractors they're carrying it. Are they still covered underneath the permit that they got for the reroute? I'm just asking a question of,
I absolutely, mostly what we were concerned about is abandoned unattended trailers left in the, usually left overnight. And the fire truck has to go down the street or anything like that, and it's a safety hazard. And they're leaving them for last. Because usually they're gonna tag it first, and then it's gonna sit for 24 to 48 hours before we do with it. So 24 hours they'll observe it, then they'll tag it, and then it'll be 24 to 48 hours before we're moved. So they have at least 48 hours after it's been tagged to contact and find out what's wrong.
And these are for private use, commercial use, regardless
This
of
is
tonnage,
just if it's on a residential street,
So then
but
what,
it applies to all trailers.
pardon me,
It applies to all trailers.
all unhitched trailers.
Mhm.
Yes.
so once it's tagged, do we have to get an officer to come and cut the tag before we move, like someone moves it?
If
Or
it
can they
was
move it?
tagged.
Yeah.
Um,
Cause I did read that it can't move it, which that's understandable,
No,
they
if
can't
they-
move it somewhere else,
if it's
but once it's tagged,
then it would be taken care of, it wouldn't be there when.
but then what about the tag?
Pardon me?
What about the tag then?
Yeah.
If it's an
Yeah.
officer comes and puts a tag,
I think it would probably be like a sticker, like you see on the side of the road that they leave cars. by the
yeah,
side
but
of the
then like
road.
those,
Right, the
but those we can't remove those. Like a cop sticker, we can't remove them, we can't remove them from the windshield.
you said yes, officer. So what would the normal procedure go?
If we get a call about a trailer, a impact trailer, boat trailer, utility trailer, anything like that, it's not attached to a vehicle on a public roadway, residential roadway, or any road in the city except for highways, we would tag it. What a tag is a sticker that we write the license plate of the trailer, the time and the date that it was tagged, and there's also a report there saying that it was tagged, this trailer, this location tagged at this time and at this date. 48 hours later, if that's what they decide, 48 hours later, the officer will come back, see the trailer, even if the owner comes up and removes the tag, for whatever reason, we have a record that that trailer was tagged at that time, at that day. It's been, instead of 48, it's been 72 hours. The officer will call and have that trailer towed.
Okay.
That's what a tag is.
But so your question was, you see it within 24 hours that it was tagged,
So then it'll be okay, like say they move it and remove the tag? Within the 24?
No longer where it was.
Yeah,
when
it's
you
fine.
tagged it.
Yeah.
If it's pulled up into the driveway, if it's pulled up onto the person's property,
It's fine,
then we're done.
okay,
that's fine.
no, that's fine. Okay, no, that was only. I thought I was wondering. So then we're gonna have to waste management.
Yeah.
The next question.
I'm sorry. Council has a question?
The next question I had was, if it does get towed and say the resident doesn't want it anymore, who's gonna pay the tow fee there? Are we gonna be held responsible, the city, for the tow fee? And then the storage fee?
Normally,
Say they don't want it, say,
There it is, salvage and then you can sell it.
Okay. No, that's the other thing, cause say someone just say, hey, you know what, I don't want this trailer, I'll pull it out in the middle of the road and say, let them take care of it, I don't need
Yeah, they
it.
do.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly, no, exactly, yeah, they put it in the highway and let them tow it, you know, that was the only other question I had.
Yeah, usually I think they just put the fees on it
Yeah.
and auction it off or sell it off, whatever they do, yeah.
Other companies that are on, as vendors here that we use, yes.
Okay, and so with them, they're also in agreement that the city would be paying for it, that whatever they salvage.
So that I don't.
No, they usually don't charge the city.
Or they declare it salvage and then they auction it off.
Yeah.
Just say that it's for $50. At the end of the day, with the scrap metal. Who's forking that bill out?
They probably sell it for metal and get their money, you know, whatever. It doesn't come back to the city.
No, I'm not saying for,
Well, yeah.
but who would end up paying for the
Because,
$500 tow fee?
and they only get $50 in metal.
That's
like over
between the tow
450.
company and the, wherever they take it to, like if it's in their yard. My understanding is that if it's in their yard and nobody claims it, then they sell it off for whatever they can get for it. That's it, because that's between them and whoever owns the trailer. They can send a bill to that person and say they put a lien on them or something, or they do a fine, whatever.
But the city wouldn't be held.
No,
liable, should
no.
they? Okay, that's.
And do we have an agreement with any of the towing
We have
companies?
several different, tow companies with the police department where they, I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. One of them's Broken Toe, that's
Yeah.
right.
And I think this one down here, right? Yeah. That one's our
They
local.
would be willing to. They would be willing to tow the vehicle.
Pardon?
They would be willing to tow the trailer.
That's my understanding, if the police would call them, they'll come and tow it off, and then we'll be responsible for that part of it. It's like if they tow a car out of the HEB parking lot or whatever, that person is responsible for those days.
Do we have that many around town? Off the top of your head?
Honestly, I've really only seen two.
Also,
We have tow agreements that, towing companies that pay the city a fee, I don't know if it's annually, every month or whatever, to be able to put on our rotation. All those tow companies have been doing business from Portland Record to Crosswind, Broken Toe. Those are the three I know of right now. And say we call and say, hey, we have a trailer. They pay that fee and they enter into agreement with the city that they have to come unless there's some unforeseen where we say, okay, we can't respond. So we call the next one. They pick up that trailer, whatever trailer it is. You know, they run there could be a tag, it could be a bin. Every trailer, every car, every vehicle that operates on a public roadway is registered with the state. So it's easy to find out who owns that vehicle. After that trailer or whatever vehicle sits in that tow yard for more than 30 days or 3 months, whatever their rules are, they send them a letter. They give them time to pay, they'll come and pick it up. If they don't pick it up, it becomes property of the tow yard. The tow yard has every 3 months, every 6 months, they have auctions. And they auction these things out.
I'm sorry,
The city is never responsible for that.
I'm sorry, my question was, are there any around town?
Well, you have.
No, I'm sorry, trailers on the side of residential. Like, are there any trailers on the side of residential?
I would find that.
Just driving around, just
I was
wondering.
gonna say, just,
Here lately, we've had some roosters.
I'm sorry. There's no public comment. If you wanna have a discussion, you can go have it outside.
That wasn't me.
I really honestly only seen two, and it's usually, I've seen one where they were loading trash back over here, and it sat for maybe a day before they moved it, they were moving brush and stuff out of their yard, and I really only ever seen two, there aren't a lot of them, but there is a safety issue if there is one. Especially since some of our roads are really narrow, and we fire trucks go down, and
Wait, my last question is, how can we let the public know?
oh, we have, it's part of that we have to publish, and that's why part of your job is to pick a date that you want this to become effective.
Okay, and then we can put it on the newsletter as well.
It'll go out in the newsletter, we'll put it on Facebook, we'll post it up onto the website. And then we'll tell them like in 30 days, this is gonna go into effect.
Does the council have any other questions?
No questions. Sounds like a
Okay,
good deal.
do we have a motion for this one?
Yeah, I move to make a motion.
Okay,
Ordinance number 2026-0601.
One second.
okay, Angela Science Arevalo, Robert Garcia,
Aye.
Dominic Hernandez, Naomi Hernandez, Alfonso Solis. Okay, that measure passes.
So would y'all be, like, if I started it on a rotation onto the website and whatever, then with enforcement of like August 1st? Would you okay with that?
That's good, that's 2 months. Okay. Next is consideration with possible action to approve ordinance 2026-0602. An ordinance of the City of Gregory, Texas, establishing rules of procedure for meetings of the city council, providing procedures for regular meetings, special meetings, workshops, public comments, agenda preparation, quorum, voting, decorum, recording, closed meetings, and parliamentary procedure, providing for the compliance with the Texas Open Meeting Act, providing for servability, providing for repeal of conflicting ordinances or resolutions, and providing for codification and providing an effective date. And that is an update like our
So the
Ordinance
last update
was-
officially in the ordinance is 2015, there were legislative changes made in September. And so this was taking that ordinance and the legislative changes and because the other ordinance still had y'all meeting technically at the police station. And we held city council meetings at the police station. So this is just updating all that city council meetings are held here. That this is when we're gonna post the agenda. This is when this is how public comments happens. This is when we're gonna have the agenda prepared for you. This is when the packet's gonna be ready. This is how you submit items for, the agenda. I'm sorry, why that word didn't want to come to mind. It's, just the process that will go through. It's really and truly the only thing that's changed is making sure that the 72-hour, the place is here. And that the 72-hour notice is here, and it's for everything but an emergency meeting. That it's for a workshop, it's for any special called meeting, because that's what the legislative change was.
So there's only two differences from this one and the whole one?
This one and it just really and truly, the other change is calling, I think the order of the meeting, calling the meeting order. I just made it match how our agenda was because I don't remember what they had before, but it wasn't what we were doing. So I made it match this agenda format that we use in here. And everything else is like Robert's Rules of Order, form of voting, closed meetings and executive sessions. The recording, the other thing it does have in here, I'm sorry, is there's gonna be ADA compliance that comes into play in April of next year, and I went ahead and included it in here, so y'all wouldn't have to rewrite this again. And that's having the tables in the back for recording, so that there's not an ADA issue with, people being able to see and disability and being in the way. So there's a place for them to be, and they're not blocking their, that special place for them, and then here is for their, accessibilities. And I went ahead and included that in this as well. Because those ADA standards are coming in like previously. So. And then I already ran this one by the attorney. So. have her look for it. Probably the best compliment I've ever heard before, and so look first. But I want to make sure all those changes work.
So which is when you read through this?
This, Ms. Trevino.
So what's the difference between this, having an ordinance and having like a board policy there?
So the ordinance is actually what is the city saying that this is their law and their law because it's statute. Does that make sense that you've adopted the statute as your law? Resolution is more like you've adopted this policy, the ordinances that you're identifying with the statute of the law. And this is how you're gonna meet that law to apply.
So the policy can state statute and go off from statute.
So, I'm confused on what you're asking. So the ordinance is, the state has a law or statute of how we're supposed to conduct meetings for the Texas Open Meetings Act. Our ordinances is, this is how we're going to meet that statute for the Texas Open Meetings Act. A resolution is more like an acceptance of a policy that, it's not necessarily a law, it's something the city has adopted as part of its policy.
But it goes off the statute sometimes.
Oh, usually, yeah.
It is under section 7. The very line. It's italicized paragraph. I know in the past we've gotten the packet sent over to us. Is this something that we can change here so that way we can go back to that? Because we don't always have time to come in and get it.
So, that's one of the reasons that your badge should let you in the building to be able to go back there and pick it up, and we have to finish on Fridays. So you should be able to come in the back door and pick it up, or you can come in and pick it up. Your badge should be able to let you go to the door and pick it up. We usually have them on that table right there. Or we can set them on the back table. We've done that before, just put them out on the back table in the break room.
Plus, they're always emailed out. Like, you guys should have gotten several emails this week. And I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, they're always emailed out, so you can have them no matter when.
I don't know about anybody else, but I like to have them printed out so I can write on them.
And I have no problem with printing them out, and I'm happy to put them out in the back there. I mean, we had them ready on, I think you asked me third, we had them ready early on Thursday.
Email back, doesn't email that. I had already printed out packets for you, Naomi, and Spoto and all the.
Usually it's Friday.
I don't know if they even came because I was at Friday, so.
So can we have them delivered like we used to?
No, that was a privacy issue. Like, if there's something sensitive that goes in this packet that is for the councils only, and somebody comes along and picks up that packet, then they have access to that information that maybe is gonna be a closed meeting information or something like that. So that's why we can't deliver them anymore.
So we have a lot of them.
No.
That's what they told me. And then the other thing too is that's the other reason we have to give you a city email, because we can't send a private email. And we have to go to the city, this has to go to the city email, and the best practices, we have to open it under the city email. Because when she sent it to a private email, it's no longer. So there you go, thank you. I'm very tired of it. Yeah, it's no longer considered secure, so it has to, we can send it to your city email, and if you can't get into your city email, I'll help you get into that, because that was part of my report tonight. We still have 2 emails, I think we're still trying to get organized and corrected under the .govs, but if you can't get into it, you need to let me know, so I can have Ginger come up one last time and try to figure out again why those 2 are still continuing to bounce. But our old emails are forwarding into the new emails, so if you're using the new email, 2 of them are still bouncing. Yes, sir.
Let me just ask for clarification, Brian. On section 2, it talks about regular meetings. And it talks that, it says that regular meetings will be held at 310 Ayers.
That's this building.
That's this building here. And then I'll move on to the next page and it talks about emergency meetings and workshops. Is that by default here also?
By default, the meeting is always here unless the city secretary moves it in the agenda. then it's
Unless somewhere
always-
else. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Does the council have any other questions on this?
Yeah, there's a portion or section, I think it's section 12. The council members should generally speak no more than once on a matter until all members wishing to speak have had an opportunity to do so. Council members may speak no more than twice on the same subject unless permitted by the presiding officer or a majority vote of the council. The presiding officer may limit repetitive or irrelevant distortion, discussion, prevention, that all members are given a reasonable opportunity to participate.
Yeah, that's part of Robert's rules.
So on that one, it seems like it's kind of like.
It's just to ensure that
Voice.
it's it's to ensure that once something is brought to the floor, everybody has an opportunity to speak first and at their point
Made.
thank you. And then you can go and do the second, like, you made a comment, and then say Naomi makes a comment, and you wanna rebuttal Naomi, they all get to speak first, and then you can come back and rebuttal. It's just so that everybody has an opportunity to state their first opinion, and then it goes here. So that everybody has an opportunity to speak, and then comes the rebuttal.
But as long as we have a majority vote, then. we're
You
still
can
able to
continue
talk.
beyond 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
I basically it's just an ordinance to,
All this is
just an ordinance just to do what we were supposed to be doing a long time ago.
well, yes, and to bring it up to date from what was on the books, yes. And so that there's no question, if somebody wanted to call a special meeting, they can find this ordinance and then have to go to work.
Any other questions?
So in the past, the speakers, whenever they speak for public hearing, they've been allowed to give like 3 minutes to somebody else.
Yes,
So now that's not allowed here.
the reason it's not allowed is because you could have someone come in and ask everybody to sign up and then they get to speak for 20 minutes or 27 minutes. So they get 3 minutes. If somebody else wants to speak on the same topic, they can come up and use their 3 minutes, but it's 3 minutes per person. You can't get your time, so yes.
But in the past, we've done it.
In the past, you've done that, but technically you shouldn't have, because it's sort of general law city, not charter city.
And the council can always review and update and change and whatever at any point. Not that it ran.
No, at some point, it'll probably have to be updated again, yeah.
Thanks reason.
Have it translated?
We don't have a translator,
And we don't have ASL.
and we don't have anybody that reads that.
Would you be able to get one when you did it?
We would probably need to guess. For sure, next year, when the UADA stuff kicks in. Right now, some bigger cities already have to do it, smaller cities have been given away for you for about a year, and there's gonna be a lot. It's something. That was one of the reasons why I picked the meeting with the new website, because they already have a lot of that already in there for us. On the website, so it was an additional concern.
Is that a software program or would you just mention,
Munibit, ADA, American Disabilities Act.
yeah, but, you mentioned DSL?
ASL,
ASL.
American Sign Language.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So like we would have somebody here that could
That could
sign,
do it.
yeah. And I think there's an organization in Corpus that if we need an interpreter, they will send one over for no cost. Cause they're volunteers.
So that person would say, I'm gonna attend a meeting on whatever date. And I'll meet somebody. Do they have to do it beforehand or they just show up for?
No, we would have to let them know.
They would
that
have
we-
to probably let us know ahead of time so that we can make sure that there's a translator.
Okay.
We haven't had that concern. But I do know that there are some concerns with, I've written up and some of the stuff, if you want to continue to videotape, you're gonna have to mic. You're gonna have to mic yourselves so that, you can hear it. But anyway, that's for down the road, if we continue past the probation periods for the recordings.
Mhm.
Well, we are recording now, hold on, mic, right?
Right, it picks up fairly well,
It does
but
okay, it does not do well when we talk over each other.
Yeah.
And it gets confused. And if it has to look all the way around and catch somebody out of the audience to turn back around and catch somebody in the council, that's not your role.
The chapter should be able to enable closed captioning
Yes,
for people that are watching.
yes.
So this ordinance, it goes based off of our agenda roughly, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't see a report section on state procedure, but it's on our agenda.
well, it doesn't go down every piece, it just kind of follows the main sections that would be important, like the consent and the action items, old
Well, in under
business.
7, it says, and other official documents authorized by the council, so if you wanted to authorize those reports, they could be in there. But, basically, for sure, you have to have your call to order to open the meeting and close the meeting, that's mostly what it's concerned about, the rest of it is how because you could move reports if you were going to be somewhere else, in the recognition of the speakers.
So I remember in the past, we were able to put like agenda items.
So the
off of our
reason.
meeting.
So the reason you can't do that anymore is because of the Public Information Act, that all requests for the agenda have to be in writing, so you just removed it off the agenda and you turn it written. So there's no question, but it was requested, and that we have the opportunity to get all the information together in an appropriate amount of time.
Does anyone want to make a motion to accept ordinance 2026-0602?
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Angela Sainz Arevalo? Robert Garcia?
Aye.
Dominic Hernandez?
Okay.
Naomi Hernandez? Alfonso Solis?
Who made the second?
Alfonso?
Alfonso.
Yes. Okay. Next is consideration, review, and discussion of draft ordinance establishing a fire hydrant maintenance program and authorizing the negotiations of a vendor for inspection and maintenance of services, providing for finding of facts, servability, repealing conflicting ordinances, effective date, proper notice, and meeting. So in case y'all missed it, we have all of our fire hydrants have been replaced that needed to be replaced. We have 3 new ones. The one at the post office, of course, is tagged because we're not gonna get that one working again. And we're gonna have a little tag that's gonna go on the hydrant so you can see that.
Was there any one of them that are close by, that one?
Yes, they have, the fireman told me that any, homes that would have been affected by that hydrant could be reached by any other hydrant in the area and their hostess.
And they're signed off, they're showing that they're working, they're all the,
Yes. That's what this is about next, yes.
oh,
Okay.
go on to the next one. okay.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this and why this is a draft and we're not actually moving. You're giving me some recommendations to move back to the attorney. So originally, when all of you spoke to me about what you wanted and what the actual state law is, I had to kind of work with the attorney to come up with a draft. So basically what this is the fire department, because they are volunteers, cannot actually be the ones that are responsible for the state sign off that the hydrants work. Okay, so Public Works has to do that. By law, they only have to do it once a year, but we need to buy them the equipment to test it and keep the pressure and all of that. So we have to purchase that equipment. The second thing is what y'all really wanted was for the hydrants to be checked more than once a year. That's what everybody told me, they wanted the hydrants to be checked more than once a year. So, which, and again, the TECP requirement is once a year. So when I spoke with the attorney, she said what we could do, and that's what this draft is, that's why it is just a draft and we're not taking action on it. And I wanted y'all to look at it first, is that Public Works would go by and do the once a year annual check. We would purchase the equipment and everything they needed to do the once a year annual check. And then we can ask as part of the budget, the only thing is if we put this in place and the fire department can't do it, you're gonna have to pay a vendor to do it and run it with law. So we can ask the fire department as part of their training to check the fire hydrants at another time of year opposite this, like 6 months after Public Works does their test, right? So that would be 2 times a year as part of their training, they could go and do that. But if we do this, and then it turns out they're unable to do that, we would have to have a vendor that went and check that because we said we're gonna do it twice a year.
So we would have to hire somebody
To go and do it.
to come and do it the second time.
And why can't they do it the?
That's what I'm saying, if something were to happen and they couldn't do it or whatever.
No, I'm sorry, why wouldn't the Public Works be able to do it the second time? They do it the first one, but not the
Well,
second time?
they're already shorthanded and they're only required by law to do it once.
Put it in a resolution.
So. It's your choice. It was originally you wanted all the fire department to do it. When I spoke to the attorney said, well, technically you can't ask the volunteers to do that.
Well, we weren't, I mean, we just needed to know like for sure.
So that is
What I
what this
think
is for.
that they're gonna make sure that, you know, cause I mean, like I said, we've seen as a resident, I have never seen mine by my house. That's it. Like it's been years. that
Well,
it's-
I know part of it, I know one of the, when I first got here, they didn't do it in August because of the water contingency something, and I don't know what happened after that, and then it was the fire. But that's what this is, this would put into play the actual once a year ordinance that Public Works will do that, and then the second one would be the fire department doing it as part of their training.
And it's gonna be like signed off by them, like, you know.
Yeah, so I have created a whole spreadsheet of all the fire hydrants in the city, and the Public Works would go through and write down, because they're the ones that actually would have to do the pressure and the actual test. And then they would sign off that they turned it on, opened it up, flushed the hydrant and turned it off, but they wouldn't do the pressure testing. The pressure test would only be done by Public Works. Because they're the ones that are legally responsible for it. Does that make sense?
We couldn't do it to where if the volunteer for the second time, that the volunteer fire department, if they can't do it, then our Public Works guys do it.
It's whatever you wanna do, but they're already pretty strapped to do this. I mean, I'm just telling you, that of all the departments in the city, they are the most strapped department for people. They really need an additional person, if not the second person in their department to do what they have to do every day.
Yeah, cause like Saturday night
Saturday night.
at 3 o'clock in the morning is when I got the call about that pipe.
10:30, I think, and I know it was till 3 or 4 in the morning, they were
Yeah.
called on the water line. That they're still having to get parts of, but they have it under control during the rain, in addition to all the mosquitoes and the pumping and all that had to do, there were 2 line breaks that had to get taken care of under that. So I mean, they really are, they are constantly on the move. They are constantly doing something. They are constantly shorthanded.
And just for discussion for council to consider, and everybody to think about, would we be better off as a city to commit this, a private vendor to come in 6 months later and do what, Public Works did and ensure us that yes, all the meters are working, that they meet the pressure tests, or identify what needs to be repaired. So would that be something that we would consider worthwhile and worth contracting out? I mean, to have somebody come in and do
I didn't look into any of the bidding of that, because originally what you had asked me to look into was what the law was, which was Public Works does it, and then the secondary one, which would be to have the fire department tested as part of their training, just to turn them on and flush them and keep the lines clear, which is what I had witnessed or what I expected to be done about the issue.
I don't think it's a bad idea to have a third party to give us a second check.
And we can always discontinue it after a couple, but the thing is that right now, the taxpayers, the citizens are concerned after the fire and all the negative things that we had happen. And then we realized that we didn't, or we did have defects, not intentional, of course, but we did have
I don't have trouble trying to see and finding a vendor and see what that would cost.
and once we get everything
Sure.
up to par, I mean, and we know that, hey, we're good, we can discontinue that second or hand it off to the fire department and let them do the non-pressure. And everybody would be happy. But I think it would take at least a year or two of this type of a process to get everybody to say, hey, we're happy with what your our situation. And this is only for consideration.
Well,
Yeah, we're
that's-
just
that's
talking
the
this
reason
through.
We're discussing this right now, because whatever you guys decide, then I'm gonna go back and have it written as the actual ordinance.
That
This
makes
is just the draft that the attorney and I came up with, and I said I really kind of felt uncomfortable committing it until we chatted.
Yeah.
Because of the vendor issue and using, and then actually Public Works being required to actually do one of them and getting them the equipment. Because originally it was all, what I've been able to find, it was originally agreement with the volunteer fire department, but it can't be that way. So it has to be the Public Works that does that test by state statute. You can't have them volunteer.
I agree with you, sir,
Yeah.
because I mean, they're volunteers.
Yeah.
So of course, you're not gonna get paid to do any, anything. So yeah, I would.
So, but if you want me to look at, cost of a vendor, I can put that back into this and then we can go forward paying, but if you want to do it, you can. We can.
With the TCQ requirement, let's say that the item doesn't pass,
Mhm.
does it still meet the requirements of TCQ? Or like, in other words, we could have fire hydrants that don't pass.
I don't know all the.
It's still
requirements
okay
for
by
TCQ.
TCQ standard.
You have to turn in the report to them, and then I'm sure it's like internet, they'll tell us what we need to do. I mean, because the report has to be turned to them after we do it.
You don't think it's still.
So you want me to look into a vendor for the second one?
Yes. I mean, just to put the people at ease, I mean, I prefer.
Okay. I just wanted to, was,
I mean-
after she and I got to talking, there was a lot.
I mean, like Robert said, after a couple of years, after everybody, after we know it's working, and then maybe we can just
Yeah.
back off on
Okay.
that.
Okay,
Well, they're gonna be doing the repairs as well.
Public Works would be good for repairs.
Blind, when you mentioned that 3 hydrants were added, or were they added to new locations, or were they?
No, they were replaced.
They were replacements, okay. I didn't hear correctly, if they were, new or added.
There
Or
were,
replacement.
they were repaired, brought back up to,
Okay.
standard, and then, The one that was damaged by the one that's by the post office is basically
It's unusable.
a lot of work to bring that one back online, which is why we looked at just decommissioning it. And we spoke with the fire department about hose configuration, being able to use others in the city, because that's actually been pushed out of place by TechStot. And, to bring that back online is a lot of work, and we'd have to tear up the whole highway and.
Would that have any effect on the sale of that property, the post office? Because you mentioned that it could be serviced or it could be obtained from other locations.
The other, based on the amount of hose that the fire department has and the other hydrants that are in the area, any of those homes that have been serviced by that hydrant can be reached.
Should reach it, yeah.
Yes.
So we should be okay.
Okay. So let's move on from that conversation. And we'll get some more information for that. Next is consideration with possible action to set a date for a workshop to review bank depository bids submitted to the City of Gregory. So as you may know, because I did send out copies of the audits. One of the things that we're supposed to do is that we're supposed to change banks every so many years. And so right now we have two banks that have sent us their proposals, and they were way too big to print out. I think, didn't you say they were like that?
Paper copies in my office if you want to see them, but they're at least a half a paper piece.
So I emailed them out to everybody. We should have those.
What are is it Frost
What
Bank
is
and
153
And
pages?
community, yeah.
Frost and Community?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So what we need to do is get together and it's like a workshop. We're just gonna score each bank how we see it. We have, I'm getting our accountants to do the score sheet, or you have it? Okay. We have the score sheet and we just have to go through and score them, and then whichever one we decide on.
So the information that you sent us on our emails, that's just what we have currently. Those assets and the liabilities and everything that's on there is what we have currently in.
That would
in these two
be
banks.
yes,
Okay, so it's not the bid part of it.
no,
Okay.
no. I sent you the second quarter budget, and I also sent you the two banks.
Yeah, yeah.
And one
so-
of them had to be broken up into two emails because
Yeah,
it's too
yeah,
big
yeah.
to put into one.
I just wanna make sure that because I didn't find it and I was looking for it, that it's, the bids aren't there, that there's no, we're not proposing anything yet, not until the workshop.
Right.
And you said the accountant will be the auditor or? who's
No,
gonna be-
not for this. I mean, I guess we could ask,
For the awarding of the selection or,
I guess we could ask the accountant to be here, yeah.
because was Snedeker that, is the one that brought this up, right?
Right. I don't know that he'll come, but for sure 80 and
80.
possibly Ernest might come and talk to it. They usually come for the budget workshops.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna piggyback on this workshop for the budget?
No,
Or-
this is just for the
Separate?
banks. Yeah, this is just for the banks.
If we don't wanna piggyback,
This is just for the banks.
Well, you need
no,
to get,
I'm asking, do we wanna piggyback?
Well, hang on, because that's coming up later. But this section here is just for the bank.
Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. I let you know that in order for us to move through encode, I would prefer that not in the middle of deploying encode, we're changing banks. That we already go into encode deployment with the new bank in place.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go get my calendar.
And it shouldn't be a lengthy decision, should it?
What?
It shouldn't take that long.
I don't think it'll take that long. There's a scorecard, you're gonna go through and find all the items in there, we'll discuss it. I don't think it takes more than 25 minutes.
Later, we're gonna mainly rely on the accounting firm or.
I can talk to Ernest and, for sure Ernest, and then I can find, see if Mr. Seeger can be there. Once you pick a date.
Mhm.
And the deployment for info is.
So I actually have a meeting with them tomorrow, because I want Robin Reeds there, who is the regional person. And, we're gonna sit down with, setting up the training schedule for them to start their training through the different parts of it. And then the actual, because I've talked to Amy and she would really actually like the deployment to begin on October 1st with the new budget, right? So that then you always, if you ever had to do, to look for something or go back through records, you can always say, what day was it done? Oh, well, if it was done in this financial year, it's gonna be on the Encode program. Oh, it's that financial year, it's gonna be on the clerk program or the records. So it would be cleaner if we did it then. And it would give everybody time to get through all the Encode training. And to get everything transferred over, and the bank would be in place by then, and it would all be ready to launch. They would have some time to practice. There's like Encode has, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like a practice world where they can go in and practice transactions and practice doing different things that aren't actually playing around in our financial agreements first, to make sure that they understand how the program works and can work through all the different functions and do all the different things that it's supposed to.
So who would be trained to operate the Encode? Everybody in the office?
Everybody, it would be, so there's actually portions of it that are auditors reports, so like Amy would be able to go in there and pull certain reports that wouldn't allow her to look at anything else, but just pull those reports for her observation. Bookkeeper, utilities, municipal court, city secretary. City administrator would be able to look at, general ledger, just informational financial reports, which is what they can do. So each person who's under, it can actually, in fact, it's one of the things that they're really specific about, is that you don't just give everybody, everybody doesn't get the same.
Yeah, you have mainly read access.
This person gets only these commands, this person gets only these commands, this person only gets these commands, so that you have the ability to balance the three. You know, you have three people looking at the same reports and accountability. And not everybody can touch every specific thing, so you can't have everybody in there making general ledger transactions, you don't have everybody in there being able to pay bills, you don't have everybody in there playing in the utilities account, that type of thing. So that's the other thing that we need to delineate, is who's gonna have access to which programs, and who has access to all programs, who only gets to observe all those programs, they just get reports, they don't get to touch. So to speak, like you don't ever have the treasurer is the same person who's the check, right?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, you gotta maintain your separation of duties,
but they
so,
typically get the reports of the bank statement, right? So that's kind of how it goes to be worked out.
so it's all being controlled by Ernest Garza right now, the implementation.
No, I've been handling the implementation up to tomorrow, and then we'll have to put a different project manager in place for that.
Will it receive a final review from the auditor, or how are we going to, before we approve it?
Approve,
The setup of, who does what, to what level and what have you? To ensure that the separation of
oh,
duties.
I can certainly have Ernest do that if that's what you're asking me, like having our auditor make sure that we have everybody looking at the appropriate things, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So the original question was, we need a date for the workshop.
This weekend.
No, that's for the budget.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
okay.
we'll talk about. Yeah, this is just to come in and do the banks.
Because each of those packets, I'm going with those.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna try. If I have time, I'm gonna try to go like on page 37 is where you might find this information for you, help y'all out. It is a lot. It is a lot. When I had to pull that apart and scan it to just send y'all, because I was like, oh, make these, and then I got figured out that was, or.
Can you just add the section of, how the auditor put recommending so-and-so to move banks and all that good stuff, the verbiage that he had, I think he had it in that packet,
Oh, he had it in his audit report?
Yes,
Sure.
there you
I
go.
can get it for you.
just that last portion of.
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Recommendation.
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Right, thank you. We'll just do it.
So what's the next available date for?
Well, we have the 20th is the budget,
Mhm.
the 20th is the budget.
Next month.
No, this is next week, right?
Yes, 20th of June. Yeah, we're gonna, cause it seems like every time we start, it's like we never start early enough. So that's why we're starting now. We're gonna do each component separately. So that way we're not trying to do the entire thing in one shot, which is where people get confused and numbers get, you know. So,
So what is it, 27th?
huh?
20th.
27th?
No, the 20th is, we have
The
budget.
20th
27th
for the workshop?
for the workshop. Is that the next available or is it something sooner or?
Well, we wanna get it as soon as possible. Because, they're getting ready to start the next stage of the N code implementation. So, mm, so y'all pick a date.
I'm gonna tell them June 18th. I'm gonna come say the concept is 27th. Oh, no, 27th of this month, on the phone. Here.
Well, the 27th is right in the middle of the barbecue cook-off, and I think last time the judges used this building for judging. So,
And that is, I think, when they spoke to me Thursday, it's still kind of for them to do,
yeah,
which is why we didn't meet.
and they kind of took all day, last time.
They're supposed to move faster this time. They're supposed to try to get it under than it's supposed to all happen on Saturday.
Right, right.
Do they do it in the morning?
What?
The judges?
Oh, they do it all day.
In the morning as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do it all day long.
They do it all day. By like 4 o'clock, I had it with like beef and barbecue. I couldn't eat another night.
So the 20th is it's not a good time, the piggyback with the budget. Having the auditor here at the same time or having the accounting firm here at the same time. They could knock out both of them the same day.
Do y'all wanna do that
Yes.
on the 20th? Do it on the 20th?
Yeah, I can do it, I mean, I can.
Y'all wanna do it at the same time as the first budget workshop? Okay.
No, it's fine,
The 20th,
Cause y'all are breaking up in portions anyway, right?
yeah.
So we can always go back.
Okay. Okay, the 20th at 9, yeah. All right. And then, yes,
You did budget and. Budget?
yeah, budget and banks, cause there's 2.
What section on the budget?
I think we're gonna start off easy with like capital improvements. Yeah. Just to have those, so that way we can figure out, the rest of the budget as we move on. So that'll be good. We can piggyback that on there. Next is consideration with possible action for authorization of publication to fill the vacancy of city administrator. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Do we have a motion to do it on Saturday, the 20th? Okay,
Oh, for the fact, more.
I need a vote.
and you will second it?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay. Angela Sáenz Arevalo, Robert Garcia,
I,
Dominic Hernandez,
Aye.
Naomi Hernandez,
Aye.
and Alfonso Solis.
Aye.
Okay. Now, consideration discussion with possible action for authorization of publication to fill vacancy of city administrator. For all of y'all, this is Blythe's last council with us. Very sad, but there it is. So we need another city administrator.
so normally the last time it was advertised, it was on TML.
Right.
Or there are other publications that
I think it was also publicized in the,
the purpose or Indeed or.
I'm sorry?
Put it on the newspaper and,
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't put it on Indeed or ZipRecruiter or any of those?
no, we did, I think I had to create an account for you also.
For Indeed, right? We did, yes, I did get like 3 from Indeed, but they were like one was from Massachusetts, one was from New Mexico, and the other one was from somewhere else up north.
What about the Texas Workforce Commission, the Unemployment Commission?
Yeah, we have an account with them. Yeah. I mean, we can put it out everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can put it out everywhere. We have places to put it out. It's just who comes back, you know?
And who's part of that hiring process? Or just, it's gonna be you?
No, it's everybody.
Ah,
The council comes in, we interview, and then we decide.
One closed session for.
Yeah. We come in like on a Saturday morning, sit around with them back in the conference room and, you know, and interview them.
Yeah.
Okay, so a motion?
Yeah,
I'll
go ahead and
make
make
a
the
motion.
motion.
Okay. Second? Did you want a second?
I'll second it. Who made the motion?
Me?
Naomi, okay.
All right. Monday? Yes,
Yeah, we'll go to that one if it.
I may have to ask you something on that. Angela Sáenz Arevalo, Robert Garcia,
I,
Dominic Hernandez, Naomi Hernandez, and Alfonso Solis. Okay. And then, we do have Jessica Johnstone from Hanson, on here, because I believe you had some questions last time and she's been waiting patiently. So let's go ahead and let her talk. So that way you can ask your questions that you had, and then we'll come back to Abel. Yeah, yeah, because she's been waiting all this time. So if you want to come around, if you want to bring your chair or grab one of those chairs and come around this way, so that way you can see the screen and ask your questions. Jessica, are you still there?
Yes,
Thank
I'm
you.
here.
With us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I work for GrantWorks, not Hanson, but we provide the template for the Hanson contract and all of the grant compliance items. So happy to answer any questions that I'm able to here.
Yes, what was it?
Jessica.
Jessica, on the $750,000 for this project. Is an architect needed for this one?
For this scope of work, sewer infrastructure, we wouldn't typically use an architect. An engineer would be more appropriate. And when this grant was applied for a couple of years ago now, we outlined an engineering budget. So even if you wanted to take an architectural route and you found somebody with the capacity to design a project like this with an architectural background, your budget outlines an engineer, and an engineer has been procured for this project.
Okay,
That would have been early 2025.
gotcha. So what's the percentage for the architect, or for the, engineer for this portion with Hanson?
Let me look. I have the grant budget breakdown open right now. So the engineering budget is $85,000. That is the contract amount currently. And that is 11.3% of the total budget. The engineering fees on these TDA grants are capped. And I didn't write this application, but I could get you the cap, the engineering fee cap. It's usually a percentage.
Now, is this something that's typical for 11.3%, or is it more like a 7.5%?
I think I heard your question. Is this typical? Is this a typical percentage of total project cost? And then you said, or something else?
So is this a typical percentage cost for a project like this, or is it more like a 7.5%?
This is typical that I've seen. So I'm managing 6 grants in this cycle. It varies slightly year to year with TDA, but this is comparable across the board for all of this year's contracts and those that I've seen in my limited knowledge for previous year's contracts as well.
Typically, what I see is like for a $4 to $5 million project, architect is usually like 5.75%. And then for the engineer, MEP, they'll take a portion of that, which is 25% of their job scope of the 5 million. And then you have, they charge maybe about a 6 to 7% off of that 25%. So then that's carved out, and then you also go for the architect. So that way they're not double dipping on each other. So that's why I was wondering, this seems almost double for the normal, but understanding that this is a overall less cost, meaning that your increase would be, on the 11, it would go higher, essentially for a smaller project. But for a higher project or a bigger project, it would be a little bit less because the overall capture that they get is still pretty good.
Yeah, I can see your point there. In that case where you're using both an architect and an engineer, does the architect in that role assume construction management duties?
Right. And in this one, the engineers, are they gonna be taking over the GC, if you will?
They will. They'll do all of the construction bidding, the assessment, as much as the city would like them to be involved in the evaluation of the bidders, and contracting, and then the management of the construction throughout the course of the grant, providing construction completion documents, and of course, all of the grant compliance along the way. Hanson has, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say Hanson has a background in this kind of work, and we see it in our projects that we manage all the time. So we know that they're familiar with these grant requirements.
Okay, so is this one more of a Seymour project, or is it more of a CSP?
Now, I'm familiar with CMAR. That wouldn't apply here, and I'm not familiar with the second acronym.
Okay, construction manager at risk is the CMAR, and then consecutive or let me see real quick. I'm losing. It's more of like competitive sealed proposal or something like that.
Well, I'm not totally sure, but I don't know that either would apply here. Just being that I don't know the term, I don't think that it applies.
So I guess, are they gonna be going out for bid for all the subcontractors and we're gonna review them? Or are they just gonna be doing all of the drawings and sending it over to one contractor?
So, Hanson will not need to identify their subcontractors in advance. Your bidders will be asked to identify their subcontractors at time of bid.
Okay, so they're almost acting as an architect. Or an owner. They're more of an owner versus, and then we're gonna be going out for bid for GC.
Yes.
What's the next step?
Yes, I think I heard you correctly. You'll be going out to bid for construction.
Okay.
And that's facilitated by your engineer, of course, and us as well.
Do you have anything else you'd like to ask?
I'm looking at any more than.
I can address a question while you're working there that came to me, word of mouth from the last meeting is why aren't we using an AIA template that's pretty typical of architects, but maybe utilized for other infrastructure projects. And I just wanted to say, I see the benefit in those AIA documents and that they're standardized and can be very useful. But in this case, we need the ability to customize our contracts greatly dependent on the grant provisions, the provisions that need to be included because we're working with federal money and that comes with a lot of red tape.
Okay, yeah, that was my question. So the AIA, so in the AIA, you can always go for renegotiation on each side though, right?
I don't know about AIA for the grant provisions. When you say negotiations on each side, do you mean in bidding or before you award, you would negotiate with your contractors, your bidders? Or do you mean during the course of the project?
For both, for your, in this case, the engineer and for the GC as well.
So for the engineer, in terms of cost negotiations, you would of course be able to do that now. In terms of modifying the cost, you may be limited on how much you could spend in grant money. We only have $85,000 in the grant funds budget to cover the cost of this contract. And right now the contract is written at $85,000. So if you needed to increase that cost, it would come out of the city's budget. For your general contractor, same situation, your budget for the general contractor. If you'd like me to share, I can read that out loud.
Yeah, whichever.
Okay, so we have, it's a $614,750 grant contribution. And then the city is obligated to $37,500 in match. You have, that's your budget. In terms of making changes to your construction contract, really what we're faced with most is a 25% limitation in change orders. So that's cumulative. It is a federal rule. 25% cost change cumulative throughout the course of the contract.
Okay, and so let's just say that there's a change order above that and then we fork that out as a city. Are we still gonna have to pay 11.35 or 11.3%, even though they're capped at 85,000 for Hanson?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that. Let me make sure I understand and I'll get you an answer. If if the overall project cost increases over time, is it expected that your fee cap can increase too? If your engineer wanted more money for presumably more work, would you be allowed to provide that? I will get further clarification, but I expect that the answer is going to be that the grant will pay 85,000 because you are under a grant contract, and any additional would come out of the city's budget.
Right.
Yeah. Because that fee cap, it's the grant fee cap. They won't dictate how much of city funds are applied. Only in the match. They want to see that you contribute your match, but they won't limit your local funds input on the project. Great question.
Anything else? Okay.
Well,
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you again for being so patient.
My pleasure.
Okay, so one thing I do want to bring up about that was somebody emailed me and asked me about some of the acronyms that you were using, like MEEP and AIA and things like that. So I'm gonna say that when you're using these acronyms and people are listening to this afterwards, maybe you might want to explain what those acronyms are, okay? Because like, I can tell you that you need a TERP, but you wouldn't know what that is. So I would have to tell you that a TERP is a transurethral resection of the prostate. And so now you know, now we have a common language to talk about. You know, that way people understand what you're talking about. And by the way, that's something all men have to do at some point in life. So make sure that you do your yearly checkups with your doctors. That's my public service announcement. All right, moving on. Old business, we have no old business. I mean, we did the old business. We have no closed session. Oh, yeah. Abel, is Abel still here?
I just took the phone call. So the unit has a 3-year warranty. Some of the attachments to it, the antenna and things have a 1-year warranty before it's broken off or whatever. They do have upgrades for while we're using that program, for the life of it. And they also have technical support.
Okay, so it's a 3-year warranty?
3-year warranty
For the
on the
laptop,
laptop.
and then some of the components.
Some of the components are only a year, but this particular unit, he told me, has lasted 10 years. The parts that we've been adding the laptop to. So,
Yeah. So it's lasted 10 years. And it's a 3-year warranty. That's not bad.
on the laptop.
On the laptop.
Yeah, and let's say that, we get our money back in 3 years maximum. And we still have this unit in operation. Can we add or buy a second one? And there not be any type of, conflict as far as, being a
No, having 2
proprietary,
units to read up.
having to go faster or?
Oh, I would assume that would be.
Yeah, because you could just then divide the city into 2 sections.
Yeah, and then it would be data, because that's what's gonna happen with it, that's what happens now, they go around and read all the information, then they come back and
They download.
download it into our system, and then that's when they find out which ones are missed, and they have to go back and manually. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, but that would totally cut it down. How much time to put in.
I'm sorry, you said that even with this new laptop, you still have to enter everything manually?
No. With the new laptop, we shouldn't have any more it would be able to read on.
Oh, okay.
We would have less. I mean, you're always gonna have the weird one where somebody parked their car in front of it or put a rock on it or whatever, but we should just have these constant 80 and 90 misreaders every time.
And then does this come with training also for able or somebody in free?
Well, I'm sure though,
I'm sure that they'll provide it, but it should be exactly what.
what
I
they're
mean,
using now.
We're just replacing the that we already have.
Okay. Any questions?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Do you have any more questions?
No more questions.
Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion on this one? I'm sorry. Consideration with possible action for the purchase of 3G mobile laptop. Huh?
That one first.
You have to do old business, because that's what was on the floor, then you can go back to what was scheduled, which is A.
Oh, because we have to approve the contract. I thought, I don't know why. I thought we were just asking questions.
Because it was on the floor.
I'm sorry. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the contract by Hanson Engineering in conjunction with CDVG project contract number CDV 25-0433 for wastewater system improvements in Reynolds Park number 1 subdivision west of US Highway 181. So that's that Sunset area that we're working in. Motion to approve.
So with this one, is there, do I have any other reservations on it or? We only talked with grant work people, we haven't talked with Hanson itself.
I don't feel that I know enough to be able to vote on this.
Yeah,
I'm coming in the middle of it,
Right.
so, you know.
So let me just tell you here ahead of time is that what changed or what they updated in the draft was that language was added to part 2, number 21, additional engineering fees may be incurred if the project construction extends beyond the original contract end dates. Hanson's fee is based on providing construction phase services only up to the original contract end date. Both parties should be aware that there are no further grants available for engineering service. In other words, if we delay the contract, if for some reason we say, oh no, we want you to stop because we want to discuss whatever, and it takes the project beyond the end date, then we are responsible to pay for whatever happens beyond the end date.
and the end date is when?
Huh?
When is the end date?
The end date is, let me see. Closeout is 30 days after the start. So they have the notice to proceed, then they have a 90-day, a 60-day, a 100-day, a 60-day bidding for, I guess, their subcontractors, then 10 days for construction contract award. Construction starts in 14 days after that. Construction complete 244 days. And then the closeout is 30 days. So I think they're talking, well, let me see. January 2028. Yes. Would be the 30-day mark.
And do we have drawings of what we're wanting?
Yes. But this has to be turned in to TDA Go?
Yeah, it I have to turn that in back to Grant Works because we cannot. I was gonna put it for the 22nd, I had to turn it in for the 22nd. What we're doing in our time frame, the longer we prolong it, it's extending our time frame. So when you start extending time frames, you're making it extra money, extra time, and extra things.
Right, because they've already missed a reporting deadline because of this. And that, they look at things like that when they're looking to approve other grants for us. So we have this other no match grant that we're trying to get. That's a water infrastructure grant to try and replace some of these pipes. And if they see that we miss deadlines, they may not say it with one deadline, but if we miss more than one or we miss several deadlines, then they're not gonna look favorably for us in future grants. So we have to turn this in.
I don't feel comfortable because I haven't seen the drawings in paper.
Well,
Isn't that the huge package for the?
yeah, actually, we did have all of this.
That's the one that I had asked if that was it, and I was told that it wasn't.
Actually,
No, that-
let me just say this, we had the contractors here, they did come in, and they brought designs, they brought diagrams, they talked to us, they answered all the questions that we had.
Where was it?
That was last year before, and you were not here. Cause remember, you changed the day that we were gonna have the contractors and you asked for the date to be changed,
I don't know.
and then you didn't show up.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So they came with all their information and everything. But you did not show up. And so we have to have this turned in. Because they've already missed the deadline. So now you're talking about the longer that you extend this.
I understand that, but
So if there's any fees to be paid out of this, it's gonna come out of the usable money that we have to do this project.
I get a drawing.
I think I don't, I'll look and see, now I'm not sure I have that, what we're talking about, but okay, I haven't scanned the drawing, but I don't think that's that. This is my,
So, but they- this is that's a certain.
that's your stacks.
Yeah, that's one that I have.
Yeah, that's not what this is.
That's why they came back this time, because we are on a deadline for the reporting process.
They just recently came back?
Huh?
They just recently came back?
Well, this contract just came. So that's why they had a contract and then the language was not clear in part 2, number 21, which is what I just read to you. The language was not clear.
I didn't know they came back. Did they come back to us also?
What do you mean? Who came back? The contractors?
Hanson.
Hanson? Yeah, they came.
No, I'm saying, you said they just recently came back.
No.
They came back with this information. that
Oh,
they
okay,
changed the contract.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Not physically, just.
Yeah.
Right, for the contract
That
part.
had to be changed to match the grant.
Well, I'll make a motion to postpone the discussion with possible act, or to postpone engineering civil contract on Hanson Engineering in connection with TCDX CDBG project, contract number CDB 25-0433.
So you're gonna delay the reporting again?
I haven't seen it.
Well, you've had all this time to come in and get those papers and take a look. You've had 2 weeks.
Well, I'm just saying I haven't seen it, so I don't feel comfortable voting yes on it.
Okay,
I was hoping that, because I don't know what it is we need to.
okay. We will do that.
What can we do in the meantime to get familiar with this?
You can come in and take a look at the paperwork and everything that we have so far.
So right now you've got what, the plans.
I have to go look. I should have the plans. And, or at least I have the contract. They have to have, I think they have to have the contract first before they come with the plans. What we gave them is the diagram of the area that we want to work on and what it is that we want done. So they have to, they need this contract in order to get started and do the plans and everything. And then come to us with the plans. Because once this goes into effect and we start working on it, they'll bring us a book like that thick with all the diagrams and plans and everything in it. But they need this contract in order to start working.
So the drawings that you have right now, are they CDs?
The drawings that the drawing that I have right now is a photograph that they did and they marked it out, what area they're gonna work on. That's what I have.
Is the site plan?
Mhm.
No, they're.
So nothing has been done yet until this gets.
This is just like 30% of the plan, if you're looking at the time frame.
Yeah.
You won't have 100% of the plan till about November.
Right, but there
So
are
Right now,
reporting
it's
deadlines that they have to meet.
So will this come back at another phase?
The contract?
This whole,
Yeah, they're gonna come back throughout the phase, throughout the whole construction. Once they get started, they'll come in, we can ask them to come in at every council meeting. We can ask them to come in at the first council meeting, because that's what we did with the wastewater plant. We had them come in at the beginning of the month, the first meeting of the month. And give us a report on what they were doing and how the project was going and how far along they were, things like that. So once this gets going, we can ask them to come in and give us a report on how things are going.
so by approving this, we would be committing to what?
That we agree with the contract. That we agree to their contract that's in your packet. And they can upload that to the state of Texas and meet their reporting deadline. Now we can get the diagrams and the specifics of what they're going to do. This has to be filed first, and we've already missed a reporting deadline.
Yeah, I see something like right now, or this afternoon, where the engineers have to come through groundwork, send me the environmental assessment. Is all of that area is in a flood zone. So I have to post it today, so that they will be posted in the front. Now it's gonna go to the webpage, and I have to do it before the 9th, which is tomorrow. So we have steps that we have to go through on any grant that you have to go through steps, you have your time frame. So right now, I'm gonna post. It's in the webpage, the one that you just sent me, which is already been posted outside. And that's letting you know that the environmental assessment has already been done in that area, and the one that do the environmental assessment is Hanson Engineering. So they've already started the process, they're already working. We're just needing to have the contract signed so that they can continue with whatever else comes aboard.
So the geotechnical sampling been done already, or this is gonna be going on?
That's part of the environmental, I believe.
Yeah. That's usually,
Okay,
that just tells you that the soil is,
geotechnical,
yeah, geotechnical sampling. And then the drawing.
and what is that?
It just tells you what kind of dirt and soil there is in the ground, for example.
Oh, gotcha. No, I think they'll do that once they choose who the subcontractor is, or once the engineer.
Usually do it prior to.
Well, that's not part of the process at this stage. So I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know when they'll do that. Right now, they're just doing environmental studies. Like they have to do a certain study by a certain time, and then they'll do another study, whatever the next study is.
So it says on the plans, or on the schedule, it says about plans.
Right.
Yes. The sewer plant, environmental is different. This is basically because we're going into a construction. And we're gonna be digging and we're gonna be doing all that, which we are not going to.
Big and all that.
Yes.
Yes, pretty good, but
I don't know what it entails, but I've already posted the environmental, hopefully that has to be done before the night. So now we continue, everything's in the process. The next grant that we just approved a while ago, last week, last 2 weeks, I've already had put the, ad in the newspaper. You have a time frame that you have to follow, so I've already posted. Thursday, you'll be seeing the ad, and the people who are going to be in front of seeking, bid.
Grant manager?
And for the admin and for engineering. and all
Yes.
that. So all of that's already gone on, because you have to start admin and our, engineering. That's for the new grant that we just approved for the, Texas Department of Water, Development Board. So you
What
have.
project is that?
That's for the
That's what we just approved.
water lines?
The water lines infrastructure. So you have, they sent you a schedule, and that's by, you go by your schedule. And you have certain days you have to do things.
So, on the 30% plans, are those design development plans or are those? Are those DDs or CDs? DDs are design development plans and CDs are, whenever you get to the nuts and bolts, like any.
Well, right now, like I said,
What all like details of the isometrics for the piping, whatever the case is.
right. Well, right now, like I said, what we have is
Just a site plan,
just the site plan.
so you don't have any.
We don't have anything of that yet.
Design concept.
We have to get this signed. We have to sign the
You have
contract
to sign the contract, continue the.
before that gets done.
And that's the whole right there, that's.
Okay, so we don't really know what we're wanting to get then.
No, we know what we're wanting to get. We're doing some drainage. We're fixing the sewer lines out in that area. And if we can pair that with some other things, we're gonna fix the streets. But this has to be signed before they can do anything.
I would just feel more comfortable looking at the scope of work at least, if not just the site plans. And letting the other council members get up to par on that as well.
Okay, then you guys can come in. I mean, we're gonna miss another reporting deadline. So you're okay with us losing money on this?
I think if we're not spending money, we're going to.
Yeah, you already committed 37,000.
I understand.
And so you're okay with paying out money because we're missing deadlines.
So we're getting an additional 651,000. From it, like if we do our homework at least and do our due diligence.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You had time to come in and ask these questions before we got here. All of you do.
A motion.
You could have called, you could have asked and said, hey, send this to us.
A motion's been made in second, and so I think it's time to vote, right?
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Angela Sáenz Arevalo, Robert Garcia,
Aye.
Dominic Hernandez, Naomi Hernandez, Alfonso Solis. Okay. And then, oh, we gotta go back to Abel's. What do y'all wanna do with this one? Hmm? You wanna buy Abel the computer he needs?
We're gonna go with it.
Right, it's up to you. You're the one holding everything up, so if you don't wanna buy it, don't buy it.
No, we're just asking questions.
You're gonna pay the overtime cost to go in, so it's up to you.
We were just asking questions, Abel. There's no reason to get emotional. So we're asking questions. We found out that there's a 3-year warranty on top of it. That's great for us. So we're just doing our due diligence, asking all the questions that should have been answered prior to this conversation, so that way we would have the correct information. So by you being able to proceed any questions that might be asked and having those answers prior to this would have made this conversation a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So that's why I commend the council for asking these questions and waiting, not just being put on pressure from you and everybody else.
No, that's why we took it to the end.
That's how
So now I'm
it
asking
seems
you,
for
what do you want to
council.
do?
And it doesn't seem right to put that pressure on them. They're new. Everybody. So-
Hey.
Yeah.
Officer,
Maria.
please.
A los sones primero. No, no, they don't. No.
Mr. Hernandez?
You-
Yes, no, sir.
You don't even understand Spanish. So okay, I'll sit down, but I'm not going out.
Well, then, do not say another word.
And well,
Do not say another word. One more word, that's it, you're gone.
He's using foul language.
Vámonos.
Oh.
I said, do not say another word.
No, I have the right. I didn't use the foul language. I have the right to speak it. I had. He was using foul language.
Do you know what culero means, sir?
Hey,
Do you understand?
does not matter.
It does not.
It does not matter. This conversation should not have taken place.
Do you know what culero means?
I do not.
Okay, it means asshole. And that's what Abel called this gentleman earlier.
Okay.
So he was the one.
But there should not have been a conversation going on anyway. I don't care. Should not have been a conversation going
The
on.
votes can be removed, not just one.
I agree. Vámonos.
So then both.
Both.
Vote.
Hey,
Let's go.
Hey, What you gotta do, but hey, I'll send you both of them.
Oh, yeah, he's leaving. Okay.
Thank you, Abel.
I'm gonna let this put you out.
Okay, so do y'all feel comfortable now that we have a 3-year warranty? All the questions that we've had have been answered?
Yeah, I'm happy with the deal. I think it's a good purchase.
Help out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Motion?
Yeah.
Motion to purchase the 3G mobile laptop read system for the reading of water meters.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Angela Sáenz Arevalo? Robert Garcia?
Aye.
Dominic Hernandez?
Aye.
Naomi Hernandez? Alfonso Solis? Okay. Let's see. Anything else? Reports from city staff? Anything you would care to tell us? I'm glad I could give you some drama on your last night.
I just primarily get all the loose ends done and in the folders for everybody, meeting with Encode tomorrow, so that that can stay on track for y'all. Still working on the financing with, fire department, and this, will go back to the attorney. And then I've also met with them to start them on the process, for the Texas portion of their nonprofit, so we can at least get that done, which will help kind of set the parameters for them to begin their 501(c). So that should be underway before I'm gone. I have Monday day done, I'm meeting with them on Wednesday to host that in the council. I think I've taken care of everything I've met with Ms. Ochoa, and we have pretty much everything set. I'm really hard here. I think we pretty much done everything but the ice cream. I have bids out for, the survey, and I should have those back by Friday.
Okay,
So that you'll at least hopefully have those at the next council meeting to decide. And so I tried to stay on top of all those things, and I was hoping they would come to fruition, but I didn't want to make it any crazy long night either. But hopefully I'll have all that for you so that you'll be able to take care of it at your next.
okay. And I just want you to let y'all know that I met with other mayors of San Patricio and the San Patricio Water Board. We went and spoke before the city council in Corpus about their curtailments because it's not equitable between Corpus and San Patricia. Like Corpus has X amount of gallons of water they're gonna allot for their people. Ours is gonna turn out to be less. So we went out there to protest on that, and we're gonna be working on some more things at that. Also, we are now, the city of Gregory is now representing itself at the municipal planning organization meetings because we just weren't being represented appropriately. And that came to light during the Real bus system incident. Real, because we were a rural community, the Real bus system serviced our community as well as several, everybody else out here in San Patricio. And when they made us a urban area, we went from being a rural area to an urban area, and that cut off those services. And I spent several weeks working with the RTA and with oh my God, I can't remember his name. The gentleman from the congressman. Yeah, but it was his person in the office. Anyway, I spent several.
But I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
And they were the ones that helped us get our following in.
Yes, yes. And that resulted in several people in our area who needed medical transportation to like dialysis, things like that. And we were able to work with the RTA to get that going. So now the city of Gregory is representing itself at the NPO. And I have maps to send you guys that y'all need to look at. Because if someone had been on this board several years ago, we might have been able to argue about this highway that's going to be going up for the economic detriment that it was going to bring to our city. And our farmers wouldn't be having their land eminent domain. So that's where we are now. Going forward, at least we'll be able to have some voice and we'll be able to tap into some of the grants for urban development, which is not as great as rural development money, but there is some there that we can tap into.
So we're now classified as urban.
Urban, yes. Yes, we are now classified as urban. Let's see, anything else?
Yeah, on the city boards and commission, since Blythe won't be with us anymore, will I get the seat back at the EDC, or is that something we should vote on right now? To take as an action item?
We're gonna see, let's see if we can get somebody to apply for the city administrator.
But that will be months from now.
Maybe
So-
somebody really wants the job.
Can I make an action? So it says we can do an action item on this portion to appoint anyone.
You can submit a, what do you call it?
Well, it was me before and then Blythe came in and then she got it.
Right,
So.
So
I get
you
that
can
seat
make-
back since-
you can make a agenda request. and
Well,
we'll
on
put
this
it-
one, it says we can do an action item, correct? But it says it right there on the report. Yeah, it says a separate discussion or action items listed below will be held if requested by council member. And I'm requesting that, since Blythe is no longer gonna be with us, nobody will be representing us at the EDC.
When is the next meeting at the
So I'd
EDC?
like to go ahead and put that as an action item.
Hang on, when is the next EDC, Blythe, do you know,
Let's say it's the 22nd.
of this month?
Yeah, so we won't have representation. So-
Okay, I tell you what, we'll do an interim. Or, if somebody wants to be on the board, we can do it as an interim until the next.
So we voted on it in the past, and the council member, all the council members voted on it, and they appointed me.
Right,
then
and
it
you
was-
can be an interim.
And then whenever she came into effect, it was just taken away. It wasn't even brought back to council Take vote.
Because the position, I have said from the very beginning, goes to whoever the city administrator is, because that's
That,
their
that, that was
job.
never part of their work scope, their scope of work, as part of being, on the EDC.
Do you want to be the interim person in there until
I just want to
the,
be just completely, so we don't have to keep redoing this or bring it back to council every time,
well,
and then it just get taken away and then.
well, here's the way it works. When we get, you can be the interim person on the board until the next city administrator comes in, however long that takes. But that position goes to the city administrator. I've said that from the very beginning.
But this can be, the council can vote that it just be somebody on council and it doesn't have to be
But it should be the city administrator,
regardless of.
because it has to be somebody who's in charge of the business of the city.
It's regardless.
So if you want to be the interim, you can do that. And you will do that.
Okay, and then we'll just put it on the agenda to vote for it to be nonstop.
Yeah, are you guys okay with him being the interim person?
What are we referring to? I'm sorry, I'm a little lost.
The San Patricio Economic Development,
San Patricio. Oh,
yes. They meet once a quarter, I think it is. Yeah, once a quarter.
Mhm.
So Dominic would like to be in that seat. I say he can have it until the next city administrator comes in, which is who really should have that seat.
Can we have more than one person?
No, you can only
have one.
and then a backup. Yeah, you can only have one and then one
And a
backup.
And a backup.
Yeah.
And Dominic was in it before, and then she came in, and so then they didn't
They
vote
replaced-
or anything, they just.
Yeah, they just took it away, there was no vote.
No vote, no.
Well, there was really no vote before because the EDC invites you to come and be.
So the way.
So that's how it came to me, was because the old mayor had it.
Mhm.
And so when he didn't run again, they gave it to me.
Mhm. And then you.
I didn't,
No,
I
they
didn't
give
care
to
for
anybody.
it.
They didn't give it to anybody, they give one.
They
to the
invited
city.
me
They
to
give-
sit on the board.
They give.
They
one-
sent me an email
they give
and they
one
invited
the
me to
city.
sit on the board and they told me I could have an alternate.
They
So
give-
Dominic did not want to be the alternate, he wanted to have the seat. So I said that was fine.
No, it was.
And I said at the same time, well, you pressed for a vote on that, but I said that was fine. But that when we got a city administrator, that it would go to the city administrator, because that's part of the city administrator's business, is the business of the city.
Hmm.
So going back to that, Dominic can have the seat back until we get another city administrator.
Okay, so it's not given to anybody in the city, it's just they give one, it's not given to the mayor, it's not given to the.
Well, that's how it came
the
to
city
me.
administrator, it's not given to the city secretary, it's given one invite per municipality. And from there, the municipality deems whoever they think that on that board, there's council members, there's, city secretary, there's all kinds.
There's all
It's not
kinds of
just one
people on there.
person, and they don't just give it to only the mayor or only the.
No,
city
I'm just
administrator.
saying, that's
They
how
give
it came
one
to
the-
me.
They give one to the city municipality itself. Then it was then voted upon the council previously that it was gonna be me that was gonna help represent us and it could be sent at EDC. And then somehow it was taken away behind closed doors, it was just taken away.
It was
And it
not.
was never put to a vote. So that's how it ended up back into the hands of the city administrator.
So that's my stance on it. It should go to whoever the city administrator is, because that's the business of the city.
Mhm.
So Dominic can have the seat until we get another city administrator. Just flat out, he can have it till we get another city administrator. If we don't get it for 6 months,
Back and forth, though. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, I don't like this back and forth, like, here you can have it, then here, do you have it?
well, because it
Like,
should be
we should just have one person represent, and that's it.
it should be the city administrator, whoever
Well,
the city
but the
administrator is.
administrator is going,
Yeah,
and just before that, it was Dominic, and then you took it away, I guess, I don't know, okay? So it was taken away, so then it might as well just keep the same person.
well,
If
if you want me to be honest about it, and I will be honest about it, the only reason everybody voted was because Dominic sat up here and threw a temper tantrum about it, and everybody was like, just give it to him. And so we voted and gave it to him, because nobody else wanted to listen to that anymore. And you can watch the video of that, because it's highly entertaining.
I know.
So now
I've
I'm
seen how
telling
this, the city council has worked. I've been, I'm coming to the meetings.
And
for 2
so
years.
now I can tell
So
you.
I can tell you the same thing. I've seen it and I've seen everything, how it's been voted on, everything that has just been thrown off. Not this time. Not this time, not no more.
Oh.
We are gonna be here. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna do everything the right way, the way it should be done.
Okay,
Well, I would, let him have the interim, and then we come back with an agenda item to look at it and have more information about it, and we can move from there.
well,
Whether,
that's what I said. You can put it on the agenda for next time.
you know,
So number K, send that email off tomorrow to the EC. Yes.
Yeah,
And so we'll put it on the agenda.
so we good? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Unless you all want to hang out until 2:30 in the morning, because that's the record for Corpus.
I gotta go home and eat dishes, so I don't mind staying another hour.
Dishes? Dishes? You'd rather do dishes than hang out?
No, I'd rather stay than do dishes.
Mhm. So let's, a motion to adjourn? Second, okay, all in favor? All opposed? Good evening.
And these things are there for us.
Oh, yeah. These little doodads, were like swag that we got at the, small Texas cities. So there are for you. I always try to bring something. If I go to something, I try to bring something back for everybody.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
And you also have the slides.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah. I also sent slides from the thing. Yes.
Took me a little bit to get on the
No, we got
website.
I know, I'm still trying to get on the email.
Yeah, I had to get both girls to help me at the same time.
With the email,
Yeah.
I got that going.
so it's not letting.
Oh, I'm in. I
It
just.
just takes a little